Hi, my name is Tammy J, and this is my service dog Jasper. And I wanted to share with you a few examples of the benefit it is that I am experiencing being a part of Vets to Vets United Incorporated. First of all, I'm an Army veteran and I have PTSD. So that means I experience problems with loud noises, being a part of groups, and people getting too close to me. So the benefit of being part of Vets to Vets is that Jasper and I both experience, or we both learn skills and tools that help mitigate some of those symptoms. Another thing is that we get free veterinary care and food and other pet supplies, which is a bonus. The other thing is that we are with other veterans, which we develop a camaraderie, and that is just a true benefit of being part of Vets to Vets and learning all of the things that we need to learn in order to, again, like I said, enhance my quality of life, and that's been a true benefit for me.
Hey there, my name's Dan Pertero. Like Tammy, I'm an Army veteran. I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I too suffer from PTSD. I guess the difference with me with most other veterans is that my PTSD was diagnosed very late in my career, in my life. 50 years after I came home from Vietnam, I spent those years raising my family, chasing after the dollar, trying to put a roof over my family's head and get my kids educated. And it was only after I retired that some of these dark things started floating up to the top in my brain. And according to my therapist, he said it was not unusual for some of us guys to come back and experience these things after our brain has slowed down to a point where it's no longer occupied with things like raising your kids and paying for a mortgage and all the other things that keep us busy. Bailey is a rescue dog. Her temperament matched mine perfectly. She came to me through Carolina Boxer Association. She was fostered in South Carolina, and the foster mama brought her up here to North Carolina to introduce her to me. Dr. Terry put her through a temperament test and she passed, and Bailey and I have been together now with Vets to Vets United for about 1.5 years. It takes approximately 2 years to work your way through the program. With Bailey and I, Bailey being part boxer and part beagle, I think the beagle DNA is the more dominant in her, because when I first got her and we started training, all she wanted to do was find a scent on the ground and follow it. Bailey and I were getting ready to, we were still learning one another and learning the different commands and that sort of thing, but as time moved on, she's gotten better and improved quite a bit.
I don't know how the training's working for you, but the training for me, the 2-year commitment, I thought, wow, that's a long time. And once I got in the training, it's like, wow, that's only a short period of time, because there's so much to learn, and there's certain tests that you take. So you start off with the public access test, and then you build on things in the public access test. You go to like a place like Home Depot and you make sure that they can, navigate through the store and things. And then you go next to the therapy test, and then you go to the qualification, the service dog qualification. So there's a lot of things to cover and a lot of commands. So 2 years, while it's a commitment, there's a lot to cover in there. So at the end of it, you're like, phew, but I didn't think it would take that long, but it's worth it.
So Tammy, how has having Jasper changed your daily life?
Oh my gosh. Well, I find that I'm able to go more places, because when I go, I have him, and people don't necessarily, while they don't get as close to me, so I'm comfortable going more places. And at home, it's different, because I feel more comfortable because I know he's going to bark and bring attention to me if something is there, so I don't jump as much, and I'm not as hyper vigilant. So it's calmed my anxiety down a lot, and it's just made me more comfortable in a lot more situations.
Right. I find that true as well. One of the things my PTSD is triggered by is if small children get too close to me,
Okay.
or I feel like I'm being crowded in, or I feel like someone's coming up on my back. Bailey, I've trained to watch my back. I give her the signal. She'll go behind me and stay and sit and stay there. And if someone gets too close, she'll back up into me, and I'll feel her against my back leg. And that's a signal that someone's getting close to my back that I'm unaware of. She's very protective. She'll get between me and another person.
That's what Jasper does.
Yeah, and it's having her with me puts me more at ease when I'm out in public. Places like Lowe's or Home Depot or big box stores, anywhere where there's large numbers of people. And like you say, when they see you, when the general public sees somebody with a service dog, they're going to do one or two things. They're either going to try and approach you and find out a little bit about yourself and, you know, why do you have a service dog?
Right.
Which I just want to say, none of your business, but
And to your point about the cost of the program being $10,000 and how many veterans that she trains and puts through the program, that's why it's so important to get corporate donations and individual donations. And while people donate, and I mean, I know Dr. Morris works very hard at getting grants, and that's an important part of our program, but we really need more corporate donations and more individual donations, and we need people to volunteer their time because there's a lot of things that have to be done in order to run this organization, and you know, we can't do it. We can't pay people to do it, or she can't. The board can't pay people to do it. So we need those kinds of things.
When I heard about that, when I came on board and heard about the need for the funding and how this organization is funded through donations, I was familiar. Several years ago, I worked with Walmart Corporation for their community grant program, and Walmart has one of the big box stores that does offer a community grant program. You certain guidelines you have to meet. I had worked with them several years ago, and I figured, well, you know, let me try again. So I reached out to Walmart, and we were able to get several grants through the various Walmart locations in and around the Raleigh, Durham, Wake Forest and Lewisburg area. The Walmarts were, when they found out and heard about our need, they were very generous to step forward and help us in that regard. We have places like Home Depot and Lowe's that allow us into their stores to take our public access tests, and we're grateful for that. There are other big corporations out there, and the Research Triangle Park is full of good organizations, good drug companies, good research companies, good big box companies in and around. There's Target, and there's a whole bunch of other corporate organizations that could step forward.
For more information about Vets to Vets United Incorporated, follow us on Facebook. Also, go to our website at vetstoVetsUnited.org.
Or you could just Google Vets to Vets United, and that Google search will take you to a lot of addresses and places where you can get in touch with the organization, and from there you can learn how you can become a donator and a supporter of this wonderful program.